Page 49, Sunday. I was gonna play Neck Creatures all weekend, but yesterday Mom said the amount of time I'm spending playing the game is unhealthy and that I had to interact with a real life person. So I called up Rolly and asked him to come over, even though I was still a little bothered by the whole skipping thing. When Rolly got to my house, we sat down in front of the TV to play video games, but Mom said we had to shut off the machine and interact face to face. But one of the things that makes my friendship with Rolly work is that he doesn't mind watching me play video games. Plus, the reason our ancestors invented technology in the first place was so they didn't have to interact with one another. Mom sent me and Rolly down to the basement, and the two of us tried to figure out what to do. I'd asked Rolly to bring some DVDs with him so we could stay out late watching movies, but he only brought home movies, and you couldn't pay me to watch those. Mom brought us down some wiki sentences book where you fill in the blanks to create a funny phrase. For the first round, Rolly came up with the words and I wrote them down in the blanks. The phrases we made were actually pretty funny, but what wasn't funny was Rolly's new habit of saying LOL instead of laughing. It really drove me crazy, so we switched roles and I came up with the words of instead. Rolly started by asking me for the name of the sport, so I said volleyball, but he told me it was a volleyball with a B, so then we got into the huge argument about what letter volleyball starts with. I found a dictionary and handed it to Rolly and told him to look it up himself, but instead of flipping to the letter V, Rolly read every single word in the B section, and when he couldn't find the volleyball, he started over from the beginning. Rolly accused me of having an outdated dictionary and said that's why volleyball wasn't in it. So then we got into the argument about what year volleyball was invented. By this, Rolly was really getting on my nerves, and I realized we'd better change gears or we're gonna end up in a fight as usual. I told Rolly maybe we should do something different, and he said he wanted to play hide and seek. But the problem with playing hide and seek with Rolly is he thinks that when he can't see you, you can see him, so that makes him really easy to find. I decided we just needed a break from each other, so I came up with the idea. I told Rolly we were gonna see who was braver, me or him. When we started out the sliding glass door, each of us had to walk into the woods and write our name on the trees for we built last summer. And whoever chickened out was wrong about volleyball had to call over Guy Sir for the rest of his life. Rolly seemed to think that it was a fair of a deal. I told Rolly I'd go first, and I walked into the woods. But as soon as I knew that he couldn't see me, I ran round to the front of my house. There's no way I was gonna go into those woods by myself at night. I had written my name on the tree fort when me and Rolly had built it over the summer, and that's the reason I came up with the dare. I walked in the front of the door, made a bowl of ice cream, and relaxed for a while. And I have to say, some time to myself was just I need it. Once I had finished my ice cream, I walked around the side of the house, rubbed some dirt on my face and clothes, then came running out of the woods. I probably shouldn't have added the last part because Rolly totally gave up the dare after that. Anyway, that break was just the act after order. The rest of the night was argument free. This morning our family headed to church and Rolly came up with, I don't think Rolly's family really goes to church that much, so he's not used to all the rules about what you're supposed to do and when. So I always have to tell him when you need to kneel and stand and all that. Towards the end, we all did peace be with you part. When you're supposed to shake everyone's hand, I said, peace be with you to Rolly, but he started giggling. I think he must have thought I said, Peace be with you. Peace be with you like a vegetable. I don't think Rolly totally understands that you are just supposed to shake hands with the people either. Because when the man in the pew behind us said, Peace be with you, Rolly gave her a big wet kiss on the cheek. After church, we dropped Rolly off of the house, and I was glad he was gone that I could go back to playing my game. And something tells me Mom felt the same way. Bye.